Hey fantasy fans, welcome back. It's Dan here with Treebeard Book Reviews, and it's my first book haul of 2023. And looking back at my video backlog or my video logs, and I haven't done a book haul since October. I think I've been really well behaved, so I deserve this one.
Thank you to my patrons for supporting the channel and making it the best it can be.
So this is a fun book haul. Not too many books in here. I think it's about 7 or 8 books, and they're books I've wanted. One book is like a subscription I got for the Broken Binding, so I'm going to share that. It's a signed book. It's got beautiful sprayed edges and all that stuff. And then there's one book, stick around to the end. It's actually a very rare book. Very expensive book, and I got it for a fairly decent price, I think. At least in Canada here, I got it for a decent price. So, I hope you guys enjoy this. I will be doing, there's actually a video that I'm going to be doing in the coming month or two where I'm going to give myself $50 and I'm going to go book thrifting with that, and I can see how much I can get and what I get. So, that's going to, stay tuned for that video. That's going to be coming in the future, but let's get on with this book haul. All right, so I guess the first 2 books in this are by 2 authors that I really, really enjoy. And they're also, I guess, more kind of seen as a YA or for younger children. So the first one is by Terry Pratchett. I'm just slowly collecting everything from Terry Pratchett. And this is Father Christmas's Fake Beard. I mainly got this to read to my children too, so I'm really excited to read that to them. Sadly, I didn't get this before Christmas, so it's really not like a great idea to read this now because it's just not relevant anymore. But I'm gonna keep this on my shelf for next year, and I'm gonna read this to my kids. Father Christmas's Fake Beard. All right, the next book, again, as I said, is for a younger audience, and that is Coraline by Neil Gaiman. I just don't have this book yet. I'm slowly collecting all of Gaiman's works. I haven't read this, but I've watched the movie Coraline. It's very good. So I'm looking forward to reading this too. I probably could fit this in this year. It's quite short. I don't even think it's 300 pages. So, yeah. Oh, wow. It's not even 200 pages. Holy cow. And there's a lot of artwork in there. So I could easily probably polish that off in a night. But it's a Coraline hardcover. I thought it was absolutely beautiful, so I'm like, yes, you're coming home with me. And I think I paid, $2.99 for that at a Value Village. So, super good score. All right, this is another one I've seen. This was it's a collection of short stories, and that is Side Jobs by Jim Butcher, and is a Dresden collection of short stories. This one I got from like a local used bookstore. Didn't pay too much for it, but again, I just really like Dresden, and I think eventually I'm gonna want more Dresden the longer we go along with the series, and because I'm gonna eventually run out or be caught up to him. So it'd be nice to have some side stories there. So that's why I got Side Jobs. So this next series it's just super hard to find. Like, I've only got the first 2 books. It's from the Dagger and Coin series by Daniel Abraham. I do like Daniel Abraham, and there's a lot of books I need to read by him because I like his work in The Expanse, and I need to read the Long Price Quartet as well. I don't know, that probably won't happen this year. It's probably going to be in the long TBR, read it over the next few years. It's kind of the nice thing about having a fantasy channel, is that there's always something to read, and if obviously there's always new stuff coming out, but there's also a lot of backlog of amazing fantasy series that need to be read. So, and again, as I said, these are just hard to find, and so this one is The Spider's War. It's book 5, and it's kind of like if I see them, I grab them because they're so hard to get. I don't know why. I've seen them before where books 3 and 4 were $40 at a used bookstore. I'm like, no thanks. I'll pick these up somewhere else. So that's what I've been doing. So if I see them when I'm out thrifting, I will definitely grab them. Now we're gonna get into more of the interesting books, I think, or more the bit more expensive or just cool. They got the really cool books. So the first one is my Broken Binding edition of The Goblin Emperor by Catherine Addison. Don't know too much about this book. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love these, this green sprayed edge and the gold and this knot work on here. Beautiful map on the inside, and I'll show you here that it is signed by Catherine Addison. I'll just come over here. And I'm just going to take off the cover here because they always do nice, just hard covers. So beautiful here. Oop, beautiful. So yeah, I'm really excited to. I don't know when I'll read this, but this was the book for the month of December. Obviously, you don't really get a pick. You can opt out of certain months, and I chose not to opt out of this one. But yeah, we'll see. Like, I've heard mixed things on this book. Some people love it, some people hate it. But that's just probably like any kind of book, really. You're not going to attract everyone, and not everyone's going to love it. That's just life. So these next two, you've probably seen them on my shelf, but I just wanted to talk about them, that I bought them, and also kind of do a little bit of a rant from how I got these. I ordered these off of Indigo, Canada, and so the first book is The Blackest Heart by Brian Lee Durfee. I know I've gone ahead, and the other book is also The Lonesome Crown. So just so you know, so this copy I ordered off Indigo. I ordered the same Forgetting Moon off Indigo as well because I get a discount. And they were both damaged, as you can see here. Damaged in like the very similar spot. And this just frustrates the heck out of me that, A, I have to wait longer to get it, and then you damage my book. And I found even every time I go to Indigo, like the books aren't in great shape. Like I bought my copy of the first binding, and it was in grim shape. It's like, what the heck are you guys doing jumping on the boxes over there? And like, this has clearly been like crushed by something else on top of it. So, do better, Indigo. But I'm excited to read this, and it's just the artwork's so sick. And I think the artwork is even better on The Lonesome Crown. The one thing I will say is like the textures of this book and the second book and the first book are all very different. This is more of like a waxy, like gloss cover, and this one's a lot more matte. And it's actually it's literally just like a tad shorter. It's probably barely imperceptible, but it's just a little bit shorter. It's a little bit noticeable. But I'm nitpicking now, but yeah. You can't really get them in hardcover, and I don't even think the third book came out in hardcover, so I just opted to get the big floppy trade papers for all of those. So excited to read them. Disappointed they got damaged, but you know, it is what it is, right? I'm gonna read them, and like they're gonna get jacked up by me reading them anyway, so whatever.
Sassy.
And the last one, if you guys stuck around. So this one, I'm pretty close friends. I wouldn't say close friends, but I'm friendly with the used bookstore owners in town. And they called me like, hey, I got this book. Do you want it? And I was like, yes, I want it, but for the right price. And so that book is a hardcover first edition of Gardens of the Moon by Steven Erikson, by Tor. And yeah, like this book's expensive. It's hard to get. I find it's hard to get in Canada at least. And you know, Erikson is a Canadian author, which doesn't really matter. That it doesn't matter where you're from. Doesn't mean your country of origin is going to have the books you know, your own books. But this is an absolutely perfect, immaculate condition. I'm going to need to order some more covers to put on some books like this to protect them, because this book is definitely precious. And I think the artwork's really cool. It kind of harkens back to the old like Sword and Sorcery. I'm obviously reading Dead House Gates this month in January. I should actually be finished it by the time this video comes out. So yeah, really cool find. Really cool book haul. So that's it, guys. These are all the books I got over the last few weeks. I have kind of been controlling myself, not buying as many books. And I think also partly of that is I do have I buy books on Audible as well too, and I haven't been going thrifting as much, just because like there's a big diminishing return when you kind of have all the books you want, and so that's really it though, guys. I hope you enjoyed this book haul. What was the last book you bought? What was the most recent book that you bought? So tell me about that. Comment down below, and as always, guys, we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.